Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to share my January favorites with you. I'm gonna save makeup for last, so I'm gonna start with my skincare faves. January has been kind of one of those weird months where it was freezing, like single digits for the high in December. And then January, it's been kind of like 50 degrees, and then it's been 20 degrees, and then it's been like 35. And every time temperatures fluctuate so much, it makes my skin crazy. It doesn't know whether it needs to be oily because I am combo. It doesn't know whether it needs to be dry because that's what happens all winter long. And one of the things that has been really good at keeping my skin balanced is this. Now, I know this has been out of stock and I was like, please let it come back in stock before I run out. But look, I'm almost done. This is the Merit Great Skin Serum. This is a beautiful biphase. It's hard to see, but you might be able to tell that there's a slightly darker layer at the bottom. This is one of those products that you shake up. You get 50 mils in here. So that's like what? 1.69 ounces. I think that's a really nice amount. I feel like there are a lot of products that are starting to come in larger packaging, and I love that because for decades, serums would come like in the 1 ounce jar. And I would blow through that. The other thing that's great about this is $38. This is not the most expensive thing that you're gonna use. Like you could get a more expensive hydrating serum, but I love this. This makes my skin feel really lovely. It has niacinamide. It has a couple different types of hyaluronic acid. So it's really good at making my skin feel plump. It has Japanese gold thread extract. It has cacao seed extract. Like there's a lot of things in here. So there's a little caffeine. There's a little plumpness. There's the niacinamide to help kind of take care of texture and help reduce hyperpigmentation. Like this is a beautiful product and she's under $40. Love, love, love. Now Merit did send me this to try. I loved it, but enough so that now I'm like, I want my own, I'm willing to pay for it. This has been really helping my skin stay bouncy and plump and pretty on the no makeup days. And especially it's been nice because if my skin gets out of control, if it gets too oily or if it gets too dry in January, February, normally this sort of weather it happens like in springtime, like March and April, but my skin always freaks out in these transitional seasons. This has really been helping it. And I'm like, what's different from last year? This. All right, something that I had to go back to, and I said I liked it. I said it was great, but I wanted to try something less expensive. I went back to this Paula's Choice SPF. This is the Youth Extending Daily Hydration Fluid. It's broad spectrum SPF 50. This is just a beautiful SPF. You get 2 ounces in here. I've tried a lot of other SPFs that come in like a 1.7 ounce or that come in a 1 ounce packaging. Or the one that I had been using, I'm almost done with, is the Eucerin Age Defense. And I do like that. This one is really lightweight. In summertime, this is the layer of hydration that I use. Make sure that you're using the appropriate amount, like a 1/4 teaspoon for your face. Otherwise, you're not getting the SPF coverage on here. But in the winter time, I layer this over like a face cream. This is great for underneath makeup. It doesn't make anything pill. It sits beautifully over the top of my skincare. So I'm using stuff like this. I've got face cream, I've got an eye cream, and this goes on beautifully. The reason I didn't repurchase the Eucerin one, and I might still get there, is that every time I put it on, I find that because I have these crow's feet here, I end up like, I get it close, but not all the way. And then it's close enough that it gets in one of those little folds and it just kind of goes straight into my eyeball. And I can tell because my eye is burning and stinging. And I already have watery eyes, but the days that I wear that and it's not just perfectly applied and I get it in my eyeballs, my eyes burn and sting all day. All day. And I'm like, oh no. So it is more affordable than this. And the one from Eucerin, you're getting 2.5 ounces. And it has a really nice measured pump that as you pump it out, 1 full pump is a 1/4 teaspoon. Like there's so many great things about it. But my burning eyeballs are like, please give us something else. So I went back to this, been using this for a couple weeks. I'm still getting my SPF 50. It's a little bit more expensive. It's still cosmetically elegant, fabulous, but my eyeballs are not burning. So love me this Paula's Choice. It's been 4 years since I stopped coloring my hair, since I've stopped straightening my hair. Well, mostly. Every now and again I get the bug to like have straight hair, but I don't do it more than once or twice a year. And I have been really loving the state that my hair is in. I feel like it's the healthiest it's been since it was a kid. And my goal has not always been to like keep it short. I'm trying to get like the whole textured layer thing right with the curls and then just let it grow a little bit longer. I don't want like crazy long hair, but I would be happy if I had like hair to here. So as I'm trying to grow my hair out, I realize I need better hair clips because I got a lot of hair. It's really thick, it's kind of wiry. And one of my favorite brands of hair clips are really expensive. I have, well, no, I have 4. I have 2 little itty bitty ones and 2 medium-sized ones, and the brand is called Facare. And it's a sort of hair clip that is beautiful and you'll use for years. And if you don't lose it, it's gonna last forever. The only problem I've had is that I'm one of those people that I'll spend like, I'm looking around, a ton of money on lipsticks or whatever, but this seems like a really indulgent thing. But I asked for one for my birthday and my best friend got me one. Look at this, look how pretty it is. It's a giant hair clip and I can twist all my hair. Like if I pull the sides up, I can twist all the hair up in the back, stick this through and it holds the whole thing. Now the reason that I love this brand and I specifically asked for this one is because I've had 2 of these. Okay, they're a little bit different. And they don't make this style anymore. It kind of makes me sad, but I've had this one since I was 18. I'm 48 now. I've had this for 30 years and I have another one just like it. The bad part is that, you know, I have dinged it up by dropping it. So it's not pristine, but they last so well. Look how pretty they are. This has been great because it holds all of my hair in one clip. It's comfortable and I know the quality is fabulous. So if I've had 2 of these for 30 years, I'm gonna be an old lady and still have this. All right, I got a couple of pieces of jewelry that I have been absolutely in love with. Got them for my birthday this month, and one of them is these. These are a little pair of 10 karat gold earrings. I have been liking, well, I've been trying to accumulate more solid gold and less plating and less gold vermeil. I got a pair of white gold hoops last year that I have worn nonstop. That was my last year's birthday gift. These were this year's. I realized that I love really bright, fun, you know, large and dangly earrings, things that are kind of more like costumey. And then I feel like I was kind of missing in my collection those really beautiful long-term, smaller, and maybe more elegant / delicate pieces. And so I feel like that's what I got here. I like that they're not a perfect hoop. I do like that they're a little oval. My husband picked them up for me at Macy's and I was like, wait, don't buy them, buy them now, because they were 70% off. And I was like, use that. Here's like my information for like my birthday bonus. Like we used all the discounts and they were ridiculously affordable. Another thing he picked up for me was this. This is my emergency alert bracelet. I have been wearing one exactly like this, except the information on the inside has changed, for the last 8 years, 7, 8 years. And I got it from a Etsy company called Love It Personalized. I will link it in the description box down below. But what I love about this is that, I don't know if you remember, and you may not have like the need for an emergency alert bracelet or necklace, but for me, when I first needed one like a decade ago, all I could find were the ones I'd seen growing up for years. Maybe I wasn't looking in the right place, like a little chain and either an oval or a round disc with the red caduceus. And I was like, ugh. And it looks, and I know you want it to be noticeable. You want people to, because like it's supposed to help you, but it ruined every single outfit I wore it with, and it didn't look elegant and it didn't look streamlined, and it wasn't one of those things that I wanted to wear every day. So when I found this company on Etsy, I ordered one. It's sterling silver, it's hand stamped. I love it, it's beautiful. And I wore mine for I think 7, 8 years. And then I realized the one thing that had been on the inside of mine, there were a couple other things that probably should be there. Probably. So I had them update it for me, and I have like my 3 most important medical problems listed on the inside. So there's a lot in here. I keep this on me. This is part of my daily jewelry. I don't know, it would be so expensive to have one of these done in like gold, but I'm trying not to worry too much about mixing metals. I'm just living my best life and wearing the jewelry that I enjoy. And these guys and this one here have been new additions to my collection, but really, really well loved. The last piece of jewelry that I got for my birthday, my best friend sent to me, and I put it on my wish list, this specifically. And it's basically an emotional reminder to me not to let things that don't matter worry me. And it's, look, it's a little necklace and it's a match. Because I remember hearing one time a quote that said, "May the bridges I burn light my way." And I'm a huge people pleaser. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Less worrying about what others think and more concerned about what's good for me. I guess it's kind of like a personal reminder when I wear it that if things, like if something is holding me back, a relationship, a habit, I can burn that bridge because I already got me my match. Let's talk about some makeup. The two things that I have loved the most from my Beautylish Lucky Bag, I will link that video for you here as well as the description box down below, is this beautiful Sonia G brush. This one is the Jumbo Worker. I have been using this for applying cream blush. I want to wash it and try it for like blending out like cream eyeshadows. I know she's really big, but I think it would make really fast work. This is specifically meant for cream and liquid products. And I could probably use this for applying like cream highlight, like all the things, but this has been amazing and it feels so beautiful. I feel like I need more Sonia G face brushes. I don't have any. I don't know if this is officially an eye brush or a face brush, doesn't matter. It's beautiful. This has been amazing. The one that I was like, oh, great, was this. But I have been using this ever since it arrived. I have been loving it. This is the Wayne Goss Amber Palette. Now this, I think this debuted in summer of 2022. And the reason I was like, nah, not for me, is because she's warm. Look how warm this is. I am wearing these two shades here today, and that's it. But I have been in love with this palette. I have 4 of his other palettes. 2 are in regular rotation. I feel like the first one he came out with, Imperial Topaz, is one I probably should revisit. I haven't used it in a while, and that's because it's really warm, kind of rusty and warm, and I haven't been in a warm eyeshadow mood. And then this beauty entered my life and I was like, oh yes, yes, hello. So this has really been one of those that I have been enjoying a lot this month. All right, let me see what else is in here. Oh, okay, let's talk about the red lipstick. So I have been wearing 2 types of lip products this month. I have been wearing either really lightweight, glossy, comfortable, can hardly tell I'm wearing anything other than it's shiny, or I have been wearing a red lipstick. The one that I'm wearing today is the Posh lipstick from Victoria Beckham Beauty. Okay, this is the shade Pop. This is beautiful. Now I have this over a different colored liner. It's not over a red liner. I use a slightly darker one, and this has been a perennial favorite of mine. This is the Wayne Goss Essential Lip Liner, but it's this shade. This one is called Sepia. So it looks kind of brown, but if you use like a light layer of it, it's not really that dark. So I have the outside line and then I lay it on its side and kind of shade in like from the edge in a little bit, and then I top it all with the red. Love, 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 love. I literally had to pull this out of my purse because I have been wearing this lipstick all month long. I am trying to figure out why it is I keep reaching for this. I've had a lot of things come into my collection. I purchased in December and a lot of things showed up kind of early to mid-January. And I realized that with as much as I've had come into my collection in the last like 45 days, the fact that I keep reaching for this lipstick so much that it is living in my purse, I had to pull it out of my purse to do this video. I was like, oh, because at first when I tried it on during the video, I'm like, oh, it's a nice red lipstick. I don't know that there's like anything special about it. I can't stop wearing it. And I don't know that it's necessarily this color because I have this color in so many other formulas. I will tell you, packaging is 10 out of 10. I like that it's skinny. I like that it's a little bit smaller. I love the slimline packaging. It's not so creamy that it kind of goes everywhere. I was worried at first that it would, but I've been wearing it like when I wore it in the video, I put it on first without a lip liner. I've just been pairing it with a lip liner. I'm 48. You know, I do have those fine lines around my mouth. I do feel like that kind of makes something that is not a matte kind of travel. but this is comfortable. It's really comfortable. I even put this on without a mirror. Like, I don't know, who am I? I'm living on the wild side. Red lipstick, no mirror, and I go, and it actually looks really good. I also really like this when I've had it on for a while and it's not like fully applied and it looks more like this. Oh, it's so nice. Now, some lipsticks do not fare well as I'm going throughout my day, drinking from my water bottle, having a beverage, and I find that like here, you can see there's a lot of, it's hard to see because it's a red can, but there's a lot of lip product on here. I've been sipping on this as I've been recording this video, and I realized that this lipstick actually blots down. It stays right here where my lip goes from like being dry on the outside to right inside. I don't feel like I have like a giant bald patch in the middle where my lips touch. On top of that, it's easy to reapply over itself. Like all the things that I'm wanting in a lipstick, this is doing. This is a really easy, low maintenance red. I like it a lot, but I'm kind of like, man, do I need a nude from Victoria Beckham? I don't know. That one kind of surprised me because when I first tried it, I was like, eh, and then I couldn't stop reaching for it. So definitely a fave. Another product that I have reached for and had to pull out of my purse is this. This is the Serum Balm Intense from Make. I tried a full face of Make Beauty, something else I will link for you here as well as down below. But this, oh my goodness. This is the shade Anti-Gravity. First of all, look how chunky the doe foot. Okay, love the chunky doe foot. This is a glossy, hydrating, super comfortable lip product. I did get a sample size of just their Serum Balm. This one is in the shade, I think it's Nude Nova. But you can see it's shiny, but it has almost no color to it. Even though it looks like there's something right here, there really isn't right here. The Serum Balm Intense are the ones that have more pigment. But this product here, even when it gets to the point where, you know, I've been applying, and it's smoothed out onto my lip, it looks like this. It's so pretty. I can get it to be this glossy, but I find that that kind of makes a mess. I feel like I've overglossed and it was a choice and it was a bad one on my part. But when it looks like this, a nice thin layer, it keeps my lips hydrated. It keeps my lips kind of comfortable. I don't get that dry, cracking, flaking that I can usually get when the temperatures are nuts. Remember how I told you I've been loving this because it's helping keeping my skin regulated? I feel like these guys right here have really been that, but for my lips. So that on the days that I am wearing a red lipstick, these have done the work and this looks beautiful all day long. Another red lipstick. Now, you know I love this formula. This is my fourth one, and it's the Milani Fetish Matte Lipstick. This is such a gorgeous formula. This is not, I was gonna say this is not a drugstore lipstick. It is a drugstore lipstick, but this is one of those lipsticks that performs like a high-end formula. And as far as the red goes, this was their limited edition holiday shade called Fever. Oh my goodness. I love everything about this lipstick. Look how pretty she is. See how there's a little bit more shine to the Victoria Beckham? This one's matte straight from the tube. Uber pigmented. This is the second red I have from this line. I don't think I need any more, like I need more reds, like I need another hole in my head. But I picked up one in, I think the shade is Poppy in December because I was looking for a red for the holidays. And this one is just a little bit darker. It's a little bit more brick leaning, but they're so close. I don't know that you would need them both. These lipsticks, I've been reaching for both of these all month long, but the one in Fever really has been my favorite. Let me finish telling you about my favorites and then we'll go into the, oh, so sorry, they were not good. All right, I have been using this Liquid Lurex from Lisa Eldridge so much this month. I've been going for, like today I'm only using 2 shadows from that Wayne Goss palette for a more minimal eye look, something that's a little bit easier. I was wearing this the other day, all over the lid, lightly buffed into the inner corner. It's a really pretty pearlescent shade. And on my fair skin, especially when I like blend it out, you almost can't tell where my skin is and the color starts. It's just really pretty, super effortless, a little bit of mascara, and it's great if you want to pair it with like a winged liner to have like a really soft kind of glow on the lid. Love this. This formula is my favorite. I have 8 of these. There's only one that I'm just like, did I get the wrong one? But I feel like this formula is fantastic. And I know Pat McGrath just came out with new liquid eyeshadows, and I was like, I don't even want to try them. I know what I love. It's these. All right. I can't stop using this highlight. I can't. It's the Rare Beauty, Positive Light Silky Touch highlight. I have the shade Mesmerized. Look. And it's what I'm wearing today. It's so pretty. So pretty. I ordered the lighter one, the pearl shade one, and it arrived like shattered into a million pieces in December. And I was not going to buy anything this month. So Sephora gave me my money back, but they also put me on their notification list for when it came back. So I did purchase it again because I was like, I originally purchased it in December, but it arrived shattered. So they gave me my money back. So I'm not really spending any new money this month. I'm just getting the one thing I really wanted. But these highlights are stunning. I know why everybody's gaga for them. I know why they can't keep them in stock. If you have one, what's your favorite shade? And if you are thinking, do I need one? I don't know that you need one. Do you ever really need a highlight? But I love these. These are so pretty. Here it is. Like they're just insane. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I can't wait till the other one comes in the kind of pearly white one. But this has been like, if I'm wearing highlight, I'm wearing this almost all month long. Remember how I mentioned earlier that I did a full face of Make Beauty? These two powders are so good. All right, so this is the Skin Mimetic what is it called? Their Microsuede Bronzer and Microsuede Blush. These are stunning. These are what I'm wearing today. This one looks really deep and dark, but it's buildable. So if you use this kind of a softer, fluffy brush, it doesn't have to be this intense. You probably could get it to work, but like, do you see, I don't look anything like this. This is great. I like how skin like this looks. I like how easy it is to blend. I love that these pans, check it out. They are refillable. Yes. So you can get, one of these and then hit the bottom and be like, I want a refill, and you don't have to buy the whole thing again. I love that. And I feel like the packaging is made so nicely for all of these that it's not like it's a dinky or a bad component. The component itself is beautiful. It has a magnetic closure, so there's no like trying to find the latch to open it up. I love these. I picked up the shade Celestial Rose. I feel like this has been like my new favorite shade. I have one that's similar to this from Gucci. I have a Charlotte Tilbury that's similar. I have a Pat McGrath that's similar. I feel like I'm in that rosy nude blush phase. I used to be there with peach blush, and now I'm like, ooh, this. I have so many of these. I need to stop buying this shade and get something else. But this has been a beautiful blush. I like that it's just enough and it's not too much. All right. And I think I've been overdoing it, but I can't stop. This is Beauty Pie's One Powder Wonder in the shade Exquisite Light. Now, you have heard me talk for years about my love for the One Powder Wonder in Uber Lucent Universal. Let me pull it out for you. This is one of those that when I tried it for the first time, it totally changed my perspective on those kind of white, finely milled powders. This is gorgeous. Like, you can hardly see it. It has a little bit of reflectivity. And then when they launched this, I was like, I don't know. It's not for me. And then I picked one up. Now, this is one of those that if you really go in, it looks highlighty. But I don't go in with a targeted highlight brush. I did when I first got it, and it looks really pretty that way. One thing I have done is I use my largest brush, which is the Rougher 22. I pick some of this up, and I'm using it to go over the top of my cheek products and kind of buff out, because that Rare highlight, like, she's bright. Sometimes I over blush. So I feel like going over this area here is really great. And then whatever is left, I just take all over the face, and it gives me a little bit of a glow, but it's not like too much. And it just makes my skin look radiant and beautiful. Now, some people would say you've got too much glow all over your face, but I love this kind of glowy, radiant powder because if I'm not using it as a targeted highlight, it is stunning. And I feel like it gives a really pretty kind of soft filtered look. It's a little bit more intense than an Hourglass ambient lighting powder, but it's not a straight up highlight. And I feel like it comes down to, picking up a minimal amount and then just buffing. And it takes down some of the like I go too hard with cheek products, and this kind of helps blur it all together. I have been really loving this. I'm sure there are other powders out there that are similar to this. It doesn't have to be this. I know there's a candlelight one from Laura Mercier. There's the ones from Hourglass, but I have been using this as a finishing powder. It has been stunning. I fell in love with the Continuum liner from Make. I'm wearing it today. This is the shade Gamma Ray. I love this. All right, so this is what it looks like. Look how pretty it is. It's a pretty olive metallic green. This pencil, it has a really nice tight fitting cap because it is a gel pencil, and the minute it sets, it does not budge. Like, this is my leaky left eye, and my eye has been tearing, and I have been doing this, and look, I still have my little wing. Love that. I also have been using this right shoved into the base of my lashes, and let me take a quick look. I don't think I have any, nope, there's no transfer to my lower waterline. Now this is not a really dark shade. I might see more of it if I was using like a brown or a black, but with this green, it's just dark enough to kind of blank out those gaps, those skin tone gaps that are right between my lashes at the root. So I'm not really tight lining with this. I'm not using it in my entire upper waterline. I take just the end of it and shove it between the lashes right on the edge. I feel like it helps to blank out those skin toned gaps between my lashes, but it's not all the way up in my upper waterline. And I think part of it is I'm not trying to blank out the entire waterline, so I'm not getting transferred to the lower, but this also doesn't budge because the minute it sets, it doesn't go anywhere. Look at that. I can do this all day long and it's not going to budge. Now, the other side, you're like, wait, there's like, here's the product. Why are you talking about the other end? Oh, because you need to know. First of all, look, there's a little sharpener. So if you do not have a sharp enough point here, you can sharpen. Love. All liners like this should have a sharpener. But the other thing that I love, now sometimes they'll come with a kind of a smudger on the other end. This one comes with a little brush. Look how skinny it is. Do you know how I'm able to get this sharp little wing? Like I draw a little bit of it out and then I just kind of whoosh. Love this. The other thing I do, because I'm cheap, is anything that I sharpen off, I will put on my palette and then I'll use that brush, pick it up, and I will use the rest of that because once this product dries, you can't use it, but I'm like, while it's still, you know, creamy and malleable, I'm going to use this little liner, pick it up, and then, you know, line with it. I love that you get two different tools along with this. I want more of these. My last favorite kind of surprised me because also when I first tried it, it's like, is this? And I think it's the color combos I had going on. So this is the Cheeky Pop Cream Blush from Victoria Beckham. This is the shade Playground. Now it's a little warm and I don't know why I ordered a terracotta blush, but it's beautiful. This is a lot of it. I find that when I continue to blend, like this is how I like to wear it here on my cheeks. So I have been, you know, scrubbing a little bit on the back side of my hand, using this Sonia G brush, blending it in. It is so, so pretty. This also lasts really well. It's one of those that does kind of dry down and it stays really well. There are some products that are creams that just stay emollient all day long. And I find that when I'm not wearing this with a red lipstick like I did in the video, it's fabulous. I love it so much. This is kind of like my easy go-to, kind of just a little bit of color, not too much. I'm not trying to look like I'm trying too hard. It is that effortless but luxury product. I feel like I might want a different color. Something a little bit cooler, maybe not so warm, but if you have a favorite shade of this Cheeky Pop, let me know what it is in the comment section down below. But I didn't like it the first time I tried. Well, it's not that I didn't like it. My socks weren't blown off. And then when I started pairing it with other things, I really liked it a lot. Let's talk about the things that I'm not loving. Well, okay. It's not that I'm not loving this. It's not that I'm not using this. It's just not as good as something else I have, okay? All right, it's this. This is the Under Eye Brightener from Rare Beauty. A couple of things I don't like about this. The first thing I don't like about this is this little metal applicator. It has kind of like a little twist to it. And the weird thing is you get a lot of product right here in like the bottom half of this wand, a little bit on the tip. And I feel like there's not a ton of it like on the actual metal applicator. Okay, fine. So as you're wiping it on, do you see how it's not, I want a doe foot. My kingdom for a doe foot applicator. I might like this more. So it's kind of weird and messy as I'm putting it on. And sometimes I have to do this to get the product off. And then I'm trying to share it around with this little metal applicator. I know they put this on here so it would be cooling and maybe depuffing under the eye. It's not enough depuffing or cooling, and it's just frustrating. Okay, if you love this, I'm glad. This makes me not want to use it. All right, so on top of that, the one thing that I do like about this, and I have been using this on light to no makeup days, where, okay, I'm gonna be wearing a tinted lip product like the one from Make, and I want my under eyes not to look like, you know, corpse person has just risen from the dead. This is a good job, but it's really sheer, and it doesn't have enough color correction for my deep dark circles. I'm using this today, and I get a little bit more coverage from the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. This one is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more emollient. It's a little bit pinker, and I don't know whether it's the tone, but I think it's really just the coverage level. I feel like this is really good at staying where I put it. It's not too thin. I feel like the one from Rare is a little bit thinner. So if you don't have serious dark under eyes, or you like a no makeup look, this is perfect for the no makeup look, but the applicator just makes me angry every time I pull it out. I wanted to love this so much. This is the Skin Mimetic Concealer from Make Beauty. I have the lightest shade in 01N Fair. Do you see how, okay, so it's a little yellow. Now this is beautiful all over my face, like corners of the nose. I have some darkness on the chin, hyperpigmentation spot, like just a light wash of it. Like if I were to take this swipe and kind of blend it over, like spot concealing over areas, and then, you know, slowly blend it out. It is really pretty. It is really dewy. Underneath my eyes, this is a travesty. Okay. I have tried to get this to work for 3 weeks solid. I can't get it to stay under my eyes without settling into my creases. I put powder down first, then this, then more powder. No. I used no eye cream in the middle of January, skipping eye cream so I didn't have things to emollient. I put this down, I still got creasing. I used all sorts of powders, heavy duty, lightweight, under eye setting powders, face setting powders. I used like powder foundations. Like I tried all the things. I could not get this to work under my eyes. And the truth is, my main concern is my under eyes. When I'm looking for a concealer, I want something, my criteria, 48 years old, is it gonna sit well under here? Is it not gonna crease? And is it gonna last all day? Now, some of them, if they're too long wearing, they can get a little drying, and then my under eyes look like a desert wasteland. This is so emollient, so creamy. I mean, do you see how much glow there is here? It's almost as if I have like a layer of balm over the top. It's really pretty. I feel like I'll probably use this as like face concealer, but I'd have to use something else underneath my eyes. I love not wearing like full beat. I like wearing, you know, just concealer where I need it, set with a light layer of powder where I need it, and go from there. And this is going to get incorporated into that sort of a routine, but I'm never looking to purchase a concealer that I can't use under my eyes. And I feel like I have enough fine lines underneath my eyes at 48 that there's no amount of powder that can get this to set. I'm skipping skincare under my eyes. I'm trying to do everything I possibly can. I could not get this to work under my eyes, but it looks really pretty on the face. Another one from Make that I love, but I'm struggling with, and it's this. This is their Sculpting Brow Tint. I have the shade Cool Brown. I am wearing it today. Here's my problem. You see how big this is? The other thing is, I feel like this stopper here could probably pull off a little bit more. Now, the time that I take to roll it on the back of my hand and get like all the excess off, look how much product I have rolled off on the back of my hand. Like that's a lot of product. And I still, as I'm going through, I'm still getting like stuff up here, and it's just because this brush is so big. Now, I don't feel like I have the smallest brows in the world. They're a little thin, like right around here. I feel like a slightly smaller brush would be helpful. If you can't give me a slightly smaller brush, put a stopper in here that's gonna pull more product off of it, because this amount of product here, it's so much. There's still plenty on the brush. This is almost like egregious. And now all I can do is wipe it off my hand and throw it away. But if I go onto my brows with this pulled straight out of here, I have like dark on the upper and the lower and like all the way out to, like, it's crazy. But I want to love this because when it's just right, or I take the time and I go through like 3 Q-tips to clean it up, like to wipe around and to fix everything. It's a lot of effort, but when I get it, it makes it look like I've been to the salon and I just had my brow hairs dyed. I love the way it looks. It has a nice hold. It's not too crispy. It's not too loose where everything kind of droops down. And on the days that I nail it, I want to love this, but for me, it's the size of the wand and that there's too much product on there. I did pull out a smaller spoolie to use with this, and I dipped it in there, and as I pulled it out, it wasn't pulling any product off, and then I had so much on there, it was like soupy. I don't know. I want to love this. The formula is amazing. The delivery method, not my favorite. This was probably the biggest disappointment. And because it is luxury, and because I want to love it so much, was this. This is the Smoky Eye Brick from Victoria Beckham Beauty, and it's so pretty. I've used it so many times. I've used it 5 or 6 times this month, and for me, having as much makeup as I do, using it 5 times, knowing the first time, didn't like it. Second time, no, not any better. Third time, fourth time, fifth time. By the time I was the 5th time, I'm like, why am I still reaching for this? All right, I like a different type of eyeshadow than I think this is. So this is the one in Silk. The problem I've been having with this is when I put it on and I start to blend, and I'm using like my Sonia G brushes, or I'm using my rougher brushes, or my Wayne Goss natural hair brushes. I feel like I lay something down, I go to blend it, and it's like gone. It's like it's blended away. Okay, all right. I go back with a little bit more. It takes so much effort to build these up. These work best over a primer. And you know that I'm starting to learn to use a primer. If you have a favorite, let me know in the comment section down below. I just have the Milani eyeshadow primer here because that's what I have and I'm finishing it up. But I'll tell you, the fact that these don't last terribly long, the fact that they're very, like this one here, you can hardly see. I know it's very close to my skin tone, but this one here is a little bit too orange, and I was hoping that this would read a little bit more plum and a little bit less just kind of, I don't know, it's called a Smoky Eye Brick, and it kind of reads smoky, and as I'm starting to blend it out, I don't get the depth from this color that I'm wanting. I'm laying it down, I'm blending, and then it's gone. And I add a little more and I get it right. And then I try to do the same thing to the other side. And then I feel like, wait, where did it go? I don't know. I feel like I'm not getting it to last, even though I am using it with primer. I feel like for the price, this could be a lot better. Now, I have only tried this one, but this one does not inspire me to try the one that's all matte or to try a different color story. So part of it is my personal preference. Part of it, I feel like I'm not getting the pigment, and I'm not needing like crazy, crazy, crazy pigment, but I don't want to, as I'm blending it, have it go, bye-bye, see you later. I've been trying to figure it out, and I can't get it to. And I feel like this was the biggest disappointment out of all the Victoria Beckham stuff I tried. I would love to know what sorts of things you have been loving in January. I know not everybody has really cold weather like I have here in the Pacific Northwest. I know not everybody loves a red lip. I know not everybody has like my thin and anemic eyebrows, but tell me what products you have been loving. What works good for you? What do you habitually go back to over and over and over again? And if you have a favorite piece of jewelry, what is it? If you have a favorite like snack item or beverage or whatever, I would love to know what you have been loving. I've been watching a little bit less TV. I've been a little bit busier, but I would love to know what your favorite show is right now. Let me know in the comment section down below, or a book you would recommend. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.